Moi, Hey, Hello, 你好，欢迎收听 Dr. Nicole Academic Life 芬兰学术生活日常。我是来自台湾的 Nicole， 在这里和我聊聊天，喝咖啡，跟你分享我和瑞典先生与女儿一家三口在芬兰工作、旅行与生活的点滴。Hello， 大家好，我是 Nicole， 欢迎来到今天的节目。今天的节目呢，我要跟大家分享一个非常鼓励人心的故事。我在几个月前在脸书上有跟大家分享就是大概7年前的时候，我的班上有一位法国学生，然后7年后的现在呢，我们在首都地区又在重逢。我今天邀请他来到我的节目，跟大家分享他如何从一位欧盟来的交换学生，然后在芬兰因为遇到了他的男朋友，然后因为爱情留在芬兰，然后经过这么多年的努力，终于在首都地区找到他理想中的工作。
I am Elise and I came to Finland in 2017 as an exchange student, as an Erasmus. And I remember I was very excited to discover Finland, and it felt like a new adventure for me.
And why Finland, Elise?
Yeah, good question. I think I've been interested by Nordic countries since a very long time, and very inspired by Nordic countries. So this was a good opportunity for me to come. So yes, we met during that exchange year at the University of Vasa, and you were my teacher for business communication. And I remember back then my English was not that great, but the course actually helped me to be more confident to talk in business communication, corporate way. And I remember we started to discuss and chat after the class, and this is how we started to talk. And then after the course we stayed in touch, and it's been already 7 years, so it's quite nice to know that we have been able to keep in touch at that long. And also I have to say that there is also another reason why your course was special for me. It's because I met my boyfriend also during that class. So of course the lecture that you provided, the course you provided, of course I get learnings, educational learnings, but also it changed my life also, as I met my boyfriend there too.
So I remember that was the one time we had this group work, and then I say,
Yes.
Go have a coffee with your partner.
Yes. Yes.
And
This
everything
is
started.
Exactly. And here I am 7 years ago. No, 7 years after. Yes, indeed.
I found it really, it's just so magical to be able to catch up with you. And now you have a job in Helsinki, right? Can you tell us a little bit about what happened after your exchange?
So yes, at the end of my exchange studies, I moved back to France for a bit. But it was, as I mentioned, quite obvious for me to come back as I felt better in Finland. So my exchange was supposed to stop in May 2018. But because it was very nice here, I decided to stay a bit longer, and then I did an internship. So I stayed for summer. And then I went back to France, and I realized that, Finland was home. So this is when I started to come back.
So you mentioned about internship. Can you tell us a little bit about the internship? Because I heard from the Finnish students that internship seems to be a really important part in Finland for Finnish students especially.
Yeah, I would say so. I think this is how a student can get their first work experience, and at the same time as studying, so they can start to have on their CV some experience, and it helps a lot to kickstart a career as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I would advise any student to take the opportunity to have internship.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely, yeah.
Did you remember what kind of a job or where you did your internship?
So I did many internship, and I would recommend to do a lot. So after my exchange student, actually, I did an internship at the University of Vasa in the mobility services. So that was one I did. And then, as mentioned, I came back to France for a bit, then moved back to Finland. And then I did some tryout contract. So it's some kind of contract where you can get support from Teetoimisto and work in some company. And then I've been very lucky to do an internship in an advertising agency. And this has helped me to gain experience, grow through the internship. So yeah, I really recommend.
Can you remind us what your major was?
So my bachelor degree was in communication and also like background in graphic design and marketing as well.
Mm-hmm.
But major was communication. And then my master degree, because after my bachelor degree, I did a master degree at the University of Vasa, and this was international business.
Mm-hmm. International business, yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you choose to do a master degree at that time?
I think it was very important for me because I did my bachelor degree in France, and I knew if I wanted to have better chance to get a job in Finland, it would be more relevant for me to get a master degree in Finland. So that was the reason. And also, I have to say that for me, the Finnish educational system is more suitable for me because I feel I have been more supported. Also, I feel in Finland, we treat like teacher treat their student more as an adult. So this felt very freeing for me. So I couldn't imagine myself to do my master in France. So Finland was again the right choice for me.
So would you say that at that time you felt like having a Finnish degree was important?
Yeah, I felt it. Then I don't know if it makes a difference, but for me, as my bachelor was ending, I was looking for a master degree. It was again obvious choice that I was because also like Finnish university have good reputation as well. So yeah.
So we're going to talk about the hard part about job hunting experience. We would really like to hear about your stories in job hunting, this experience you had in Finland.
Yeah, I have to say it has been hard. So when I started the job hunting, I quickly realized how important it was to learn Finnish. And while Finland is quite English friendly, you can use English with a lot of Finnish people, if not all of them. At least the young people, they speak very good English. Still, knowing Finnish and even sometimes Swedish in some region can make a big difference when looking for work. So I was actually living in Vasa, and there Swedish was very important. And I realized when I was applying for job, this was very hard for me to stand out in the job market. So that's why moving to Helsinki was one decision that helped me a lot to move forward in the job hunting experience. So I think even though it's hard, despite like the difficulties I had, I stayed determined that okay, I can do it. And then I focused on finding internship related to my field. Even if it was short term, sometimes it was just 2 months, but then I got extended, and then it was 2 more months, or sometimes it was 6 months, and then it got renewed. So I think you should take some opportunities that are coming to you, even though it might not be exactly what you are looking for, but I think it will help you to move forward until getting your permanent work eventually. So I think taking small opportunities will help you to get there.
So you are like building your stepstones, basically.
Exactly so. And I think being patient, so it's okay to take the small steps to get to the end goal at the end. Yeah.
So, you mentioned difficulties. Like, what had it been really hard? Did you have a lot of like rejections when you
Oh
were?
yeah, a lot, and also like a lot of disappointment as well. I think this is part of the process of finding work. It's sometimes I got very close to the final stage, and then I got the emails that I was not taken, and I think that was the hard part because you put so much effort to go to the final stage, and then we tell you that it's not working. So yeah,
But did they
that was
ever
hard.
tell you? Did they ever tell you why you were not taken?
No, I think it was very hard to get the feedback. And sometime I got the answer that I was in the final of the two and they choose the other one. But I didn't know the reason why. Maybe it was because also I was 20 years old as well. So maybe I was young and the other one had more experience. It's possible as well. So they might have this reason, I guess. Yeah.
But you
But
also mentioned that in Helsinki area is more international. You find that job markets is easier for foreigners?
for me, definitely, because there are more international business companies that are settled in Helsinki rather than other places in Finland. So I think it has helped me a lot, definitely. So now I work in international marketing and I work as a content marketing specialist. So yeah.
Cool. Okay. Is that the one you've been looking for?
Yeah, I think because it combined both my bachelor degree and my master degree together. So I think that was the perfect fit for me. Yeah.
So would you say you did a master degree in international business? So when you chose the area in business, did it help?
I think international business is more broad than marketing. So of course it opens more door. But at the same time, it's very hard if you find for a job. You cannot find on LinkedIn international business work. It doesn't really exist. So I think you still need to specialize into something. So I think it has helped me because it has opened more doors, of course. But of course, I kept my focus into marketing, and this has helped me as well. I hope it makes sense.
Yeah. Do you have any suggestions for people who want to come to stay in Finland?
I think learning Finnish is helpful. So I think this is the first thing I would recommend. And also networking, I think is very important to also join some local event, some expat group as well, and connect with people around you. Try to listen some professional career as well around you. And also, I think take time for yourself as well. It's very important to not forget to also like relax and that everything will be okay. And also, once again, if you are job hunting, I think moving into the capital area is also very helpful as you have more option. And also like take your time to also understand cultural differences. It's also important for you in the job hunting process. For example, like there's some Finnish value like being honest, being punctual, respect the people, personal space. So there are some small things like this that would make your interaction with Finnish a bit smoother. So that can help. And then if you are a student, once again, look for internship opportunity. It will help you to get more experience and insight on the Finnish work culture. And also like check with your university any opportunities that are available. I know university are very supportive for students to find internship and also some career advice, career services, some career guidance as well. There are also like student association that you can look for, and also like maybe mentorship program can help as well. So you can get guidance, and also it can give you a network that can also help you to kickstart your career. Yeah, so I think to create your network and connection before you graduate can also be helpful.
You mentioned about Finnish as the learning Finnish language is very important. Do you feel like it helps you to settle into the culture better?
Yeah, I think, and that's a very good and interesting question. So I'm French, and as I said, when I came here, first my English was not so great, so I needed to learn first English, and this has helped me to make myself understood by the people around me, of course, and communicate as well. But then I realized when I started to learn Finnish, it helped me to understand the culture better. And then when I started to, at some point, to take it more seriously, and I started to talk with my colleagues, with the partners I'm working with, and the people around me that are Finnish. When I started to switch with Finnish, I realized that it has eased the way of working a lot, because you're in Finnish you can be more direct as well. So even in the way we write our emails, it can be more direct, and I feel it has helped a lot for my colleagues to communicate better. And for me, I think the more I speak, the better I understand the culture. And for example, there are certain way to describe certain things, so it brings more a deeper understanding on the culture as well.
Yeah, like sometimes I think they like to say in Finland, people work very efficiently. And then I think just because they also don't need to write very long emails, they're very direct and straight.
Exactly, yeah.
Mm.
So for example, if I write some French email, it can be long. Then if I write some English email, it can be like simple, concise, but still like there's still like politeness. Could you, should you, please? But then if I write in Finnish, it's more like, okay, like more direct, and there is no fluffiness in the email. Yeah.
So what do you think Finland has changed you?
Yes, that's a good question. So I moved in Finland. I was 19 years old. I think I was still quite young and naive, and I had my head full of dreams, and I thought everything was possible, and a bit careless maybe, and carefree. But then I think moving to Finland, it has shaped me into the adult I am today. And there are certain values like sisu, which is like resilience, and also like trust, honesty, privacy, personal space, also being modest. It has impacted me. And they are very nice value and very important in the Finnish culture. And I think it has very influenced me on how I approach life. I wish I could have within me all those values, but I think, yes, they are definitely like have influenced me, and I'm very, very grateful for that. And also like the Finnish people that I've been meeting along the way, each of them through small actions, they have helped me to grow and be more Finnish every day. And I think also it has been humbling journey that taught me to be like to have the importance of like strength, and also like integrity in both like my work and my life. So this has really helped me to grow. It has been a growing journey, definitely. Yeah.
I think you were very brave.
Thank you.
And like you said, maybe you were young, but you were really courageous, like, really just coming for your dream and love. And that's just amazing how you can still stay here at this point.
Yeah, and I think if I would have to do it again, I would. It has not been easy, let's be honest. And that's why also I want to say to the people who are listening now that, yeah, it's not easy, but hold on, be patient. You can make it. So,
Amazing.
yeah, if I would have to do it again, I would definitely.
And what would you say? Let's just analyze a little bit about, and also probably we can sum up about the good parts and the bad parts in Finland for foreigners. Because I also talked to a few people about recently the immigration policy and a lot of changes in news and different issues and topics related to foreigners. But from your perspectives, what would you sum up as good or bad?
Yeah, I think one of the main challenge for people moving to Finland, the thing I can hear the most will be the language, because it's a difficult language. Let's be honest. But of course, you have lots of resources, so I think you can really take the chance to learn in some online course, in-person class, private lesson. So also, like, by talking with Finnish, it can also help to learn. And even if it's not perfect, try and let them know that you are learning, and they will help you to practice. So I think just there to talk more Finnish. I think another challenge for living in Finland is the darker day. For example, right now the weather is not so great because the snow is not yet with us, so it can feel a bit more gray when we have like slush. But for me, I prefer to have the winter in Finland, where we have like snow and it's dry weather, rather than rainy weather that I can have in north of France. So I would prefer that. And then regarding the immigration law change, I think it has been topic for foreigners that has been very stressful, and I understand that. It has also like stressed me a lot. But I think even if the law like time extend, take your time to prepare yourself for UKTST and be ready to apply, because it still takes some time to prepare well for UKTST to pass it. So take this time to improve the Finnish, for example. So this is what I would recommend.
I remember, so you were saying like the language usually is a very common difficulty for foreigners. And then, but to be fair, if let's say like foreigners in Germany or in France, that those other countries or in Italy even, I don't think English would have been easy as a language of communication. You still have to learn the local language, right?
I think so too. So I think it's quite common actually everywhere to learn the language. So I think what can make it difficult is like Finnish people speak so well English, so it's very easy to use only English and survive with English. It's definitely easy here. So it's a bit hard to sometimes speak in Finnish with Finnish people, because they will sometimes switch back to English. So you really need to focus and be okay. I need to speak Finnish and focus on that. But yeah, I agree with you. I think every country's you need to speak the local language if you want to settle. It helps a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. And what would you say are the good things for foreigners in Finland?
Yeah, of course. So I think there are also lots of positive side to live in Finland, and I think safety is one of them. So for me, Finland feels very safe, and it is true that if you lose your wallet, if you lose your phone, you might find it back where it was, and if not, people will maybe try to contact you to let you know that they have found your stuff. So that's very nice. But also, I think so it feels safe, but also everything works very smoothly and efficiently. And I think the country is able to adapt very quickly. And I have to say, I'm very impressed by Finland for that. And then also the good side, I would say for me, was the educational system, because it was game changer for me, because as I said, that compared to France, the Finnish public education system is very good. And also, like, as mentioned, the teacher are giving lots of trust to students, and this has made a big difference for me. Then also the work-life balance. I think Finnish really value the time outside of work, and so I think it's clear for them that to be productive, you also need to take time for yourself. So this is very nice to be encouraged to go to the gym, to take time for ourselves, to take time for family and loved ones. This is in the work culture very important. Yeah, and also it's I think it's a very unique country because there is no other place like Finland. For the culture, it's very unique. The language is very unique. Also, the nature is also like beautiful in summer and in winter. I love it so much. So it has been very refreshing for me.
Thank you so much, Elise. I think it's been really, really nice to hear from your perspectives, the challenges and also how you become what you are now, and to share what you feel. And it's a very unique journey for you, and you also set a very good role model as a very brave girl and now a woman, and it's amazing.
Thank you. And I hope it can help also other people to follow their dream and to make it happen. So
yeah,
wishing
and I
all the
think
best.
I agree with you. Anything is possible. And even though it's very difficult and it can be challenging in time, but if that's your dream, you should go for it, and you will
Exactly.
never have any regrets. 我必须要做一个总结，就是我在他身上看到一个因为爱，因为梦想而努力坚持，下定决心，然后决心自己要在这个新的国家重新开始，在这片土地上努力。我相信有非常多的人也是跟他一样。那我希望借由这个故事可以给大家一些鼓励，然后一些启发。那我觉得我非常感动的是，他说如果我再回头看7年前的我还是会做同样的选择啊，我还是会来啊。你有没有发现，当你很确定你的梦想是什么的时候，你就会有这样子的一个力量，就是尽管再辛苦，如果我可以再重新选择一次，我还是会做同样的事情。那你就知道这个东西就是真的是你很想要的。那既然是你很想要的，辛苦跟挫折这些都是必然，这些就是一定会发生的。你也要去想，就是相对的，你得到你想要的，或者是你正在往你想要的梦想中这段路途中前进，都是一件你值得鼓励的事情。我今天跟大家分享了他的故事，其实我自己觉得非常的感动，就是我相信现在在前往梦想的这段路中前进的你，一定也有同样的感受，就是你会遇到非常多的挫折，还有怀疑，可能你身边还不会有很多人支持你，那你可能需要很多的细数，就是这个复原力。我希望今天的故事可以给大家带来一些很好的能量跟鼓励，不管你是为了爱，或是为了任何一个梦想要去追求你想要的生活跟职业等等，我一直觉得职涯这个东西是跟生活是连在一起的，我们都是为了更好的未来跟自己理想中的生活去努力。那我都希望可以借此来鼓励你不要放弃，只要你努力还是会成功的，必须要继续往前进，加油！今天的节目就到这里，谢谢你的收听。如果你喜欢我的节目，欢迎按下小铃铛追踪订阅，也请你给我5颗星好评，更欢迎你留言给我分享你的看法。如果你对求学或是求职未来感到迷惘，或是对于学习英文准备雅思考试有任何问题，需要学习计划，欢迎与我预约免费30分钟咨询，跟我聊聊你的现况与挑战。你可以从我的 podcast 首页下 Calendly 的连结点选表格中蓝色的日期，或是欢迎你直接私讯给我，跟我预约聊聊。 我们下次见喽，拜拜。